of the screen.
Okay, just for this. Whoopsie.
नमस्ते, प्रणाम, सलाम और सत श्री अकाल। मेरा नाम विपाशा है और आज पिंक टॉक पे हम एक बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट चीज के बारे में बात करने वाले हैं। तो आप सभी लोगों ने पीकू फिल्म तो जरूर देखी होगी और अमिताभ बच्चन जी के कैरेक्टर की प्रॉब्लम से भी कहीं ना कभी रिलेट किया ही होगा। तो आज हम उन्हीं कुछ प्रॉब्लम्स के बारे में बात करने वाले हैं। हम बात करने वाले हैं गट हेल्थ की। और मेरे साथ आज है पायल कोठारी मैम। अब मैम को इंट्रोड्यूस करने में ऐसा लग रहा है कि जैसे छोटा मुंह बड़ी बात, लेकिन आई वुड लाइक टू इंट्रोड्यूस हर। Payal Kothari ma'am is a certified integrative nutrition health coach and the author of the book The Gut. Sorry. She holds multiple certifications from various institutes, such as the Institute for Integrative Nutrition, that's in the US, and the American College of Sports Medicine, just to name a few. She has 24 years of experience when it comes to working with things like obesity, acidity, and hormonal imbalance. And today we're going to be talking with her on gut health. Now, before we start our conversation, I would like to remind our viewers कि conversation की end पे, Pink Talk की end पे, we will be handing out the giveaway prizes. So make sure that you send in your questions. All right. So hello, ma'am.
Hey, Bipasha, how are you?
I'm great, ma'am. We're glad to have you here on Pink Talk.
Thank you so much for having me here on the Pink Talk. I'm super excited to share my views, my thoughts, my experiences about gut health, about obesity, about illnesses regarding gut health. And of course, many details are also in my book that you mentioned, The Gut. So, yeah. So shoot away. I'm here to answer all your questions, all your queries.
Yes, ma'am. We're equally excited to have you here. So, सबसे पहले, the question that I have for you, the one thing that I want to ask you is कि all of us, we have our own rituals and our ways of starting the day. But there's, of course, going to be the right way to start your day and the right things to eat, yeah, drink, and especially keeping gut health in mind. So, what is it that we should eat, yeah, drink at the start of our days?
Great question because you're actually breaking your fast, right? Because you've slept for 7, 8 hours and then you wake up and you're breaking your fast. So I begin my day with hydration and I prefer using something like this. So, it's a copper vessel where all your minerals, you get your minerals first thing in the morning when you wake up. And because you're on a fasting stomach, Bipasha, वो सब absorb हो जाता है अच्छे तरह से. And also I prefer not brushing and drinking this water. तो brush के पहले जैसे उठो सीधा grab this bottle and drink a glass of this copper vessel water. It'll help your gut cool down and it'll prepare your gut for any further foods that you're going to start your day with. So this is a great way to start your morning routine. Also, if you're in a tropical, country like India, जहाँ पे नारियल पानी अच्छे तरह से मिल जाता है, coconut water, then I think the second most important thing is नारियल पानी. So all your ions, electrolytes, your potassium, all your uh, trace minerals जो हमें usually पूरे दिन में नहीं मिलेंगे, तो you can have that in नारियल पानी, जो डाब बोलते हैं. So have your नारियल पानी. And yeah, it's pretty much two essential things that I would recommend to begin your day with.
तो सबसे पहले we should drink water and preferably from a copper का लोटा, and then either नारियल पानी if we can. So ma'am,
Yeah.
before we dive into maybe more questions about the kind of problems जो हमें होती हैं, what exactly is gut health?
Okay. So gut health is basically health of your digestive system, health of your, from your stomach to your intestines to your colon, and basically, Joe, like you spoke about the movie, right? Piku,
Piku, piku.
right? And where Amitabh
Yes, ma'am.
Bachchan ji has a problem of he's constantly talking about his toilet issues or his potty issues. So
Hmm.
from birth, like when the child is born, jab tak usko potty nahi hoti, everybody is on the edge कि अभी तक बेबी को potty नहीं हुआ. And so from zero till the last days of your life, we're so obsessed with poop and potty.
Hmm.
It's a dining
Hmm.
table conversation. It's a conversation जो पूरे time चलता रहता है. Like my kids also talk about, Mom, I haven't gone to the potty, I haven't gone to the loo, I need hot water, give me hot water. So jab tak my kids also don't pass stool, they are frustrated and annoyed. So
Hmm.
it's a dining table conversation. It's a conversation to be worried about because constipation बहुत हो गया है सबको,
Hmm.
acidity हो रही है, and all illnesses begin in the gut. So your gut is
Hmm.
actually from your mouth to your anus,
Hmm.
and the main parts of it are your stomach and your intestines. So
Hmm.
these comprise of the entire gut.
Hmm.
Technically, if you see, the gut is your large intestine, small intestine. But I, as a nutritionist and an integrative holistic nutritionist, I think it begins from the mouth.
Hmm.
From the time you eat or drink till you excrete that food is your entire gut and your digestive system. Yeah. It's
So
also a
when
host. I'm going to expand a little bit on this, Bipasha, because this is the crux of our entire talk, that why is gut health so important? Because our body, like Bipasha, like from our face to our hair to our armpits to our private parts to our back, everywhere we are more bacteria than human cells. We are fully dependent on bacteria, the good and the bad. So there's always a balance of it. And the maximum number of these microbes or bacteria or slash gut flora or slash microbiota, जो भी बोलते हैं इसको, maximum number is in the digestive tract. So that's why gut health is so important. These guys are ruling our digestion, our assimilation, our absorption, and everything. So we are more bacteria than human cells. Like even today, COVID, as much as we don't like to talk about the pandemic, but that has changed everything. So we need
absolutely.
to, yeah, we need to up our game with more friendly bacteria to fight the virus. So it's all about this. They were the first guys to be on this planet, amoeba, bacteria, fungi. They're the last ones who are going to leave this planet. Humans will come and go, animals will come and go. So it's very important. I can't emphasize more how important our gut health is and how important microbiota, microbes, friendly bacteria, unfriendly bacteria is. Also,
So
one last thing I want to talk about is our gut has its own enteric nervous system. Like how we have a circulatory system, right? Our spinal cord and our brain has a circulatory system, CNS, जिसके बगैर हम कुछ नहीं कर सकते. The only organ that has its own system is the digestive system. It has its own enteric nervous system, which is sending messages all the time, constantly sending messages from the stomach to the brain, from the brain to the stomach. There's a bi-directional pathway. So, Bipasha, if your tummy is not well, your brain knows. If your brain is not well, your stomach knows. So it's like best friends, constantly messaging each other. So if you're mentally upset, if you have anxiety, it all depends on your gut.
that matlab, ma'am, that makes a lot of sense because a lot of times you don't know what's wrong with you, but your mood gets off. Yeah, you
Exactly.
feel like something's wrong, and then later you find out कि पेट खराब है या अच्छा ठीक है acidity हो रही है या ये हो
Yes.
रहा है.
Yes. Sometimes you feel snappy, you feel frustrated, you feel anxious. And पता चला previous night कुछ fast food खा लिया है, पाव भाजी, वड़ा पाव, हाँ, gluten, extra gluten खा लिया है, waffles खा लिए हैं. But most people don't relate it to the gut. But once you
वही.
start relating it, you'll become more mindful that your moods are better, your productivity levels are better if your gut is happy.
Even before we know what's going on, the signals, even before like we get a signal जैसे डकार आ गई या maybe
Yep.
gas pass हो गई, even
Yeah.
before that You already
Yeah,
can feel
yeah.
it ki something's wrong.
Yes,
That's
absolutely. It's so funny, smelly fart, silent
हाँ,
fart, loud fart,
हाँ,
all of this also depends on your microbiota.
हुँ,
अगर आपके बॉडी में ज्यादा अनफ्रेंडली बैक्टीरिया है तो इट्स अ मोर स्मेली फार्ट.
हुँ,
If you have
हुँ,
mouth odor, many people have mouth odor. कितना भी ब्रश कर ले, कितना भी लिस्ट्रीन और माउथ वॉश से माउथ वॉश कर
हुँ,
ले,
हुँ,
but their mouth odor is still bad.
हुँ,
That's
हुँ,
because they have an imbalance of the friendly and the unfriendly bacteria. So they need to look into gut health and the foods they are eating.
हुँ,
Mouthwash से कुछ नहीं होगा. Or mouth freshener or a mint. People just do that. It's a very temporary thing.
हुँ, 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 हुँ।
But the root cause of it is in your gut.
Ma'am, they like people say ki your the way to anybody's heart, the quickest way to anybody's heart is through their stomach. But I guess the
Mhm.
quickest way to your whole body and your whole mood is your gut too, because
Yes, yes.
everything's interrelated.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Bipasha, when we talk about chemistry between two people, we talk about vibes. I don't vibe with
Hmm,
this person. This person has a negative energy, negative aura hai. It
hmm,
all depends on the chemistry of the bacterial chemistry. Like you and
hmm,
me, kabhi we'll get along like this. But
hmm,
if we're real cousins, first cousins, and we don't ever get along, it's all
hmm,
chemistry. So actually, it's
hmm.
your microbiota driving this aura and negativity around you.
Ma'am, so I have a sort of related question. So over this pandemic, what has happened is we're not exposed to certain microbes anymore. Maybe some good ones, maybe some bad ones, and we're exposed to different microbes.
Mm-hmm.
And along with that, our eating habits, the way that
Mm-hmm.
we eat, kis time pe khana, kitna khana. I mean, because you have access to the kitchen the whole day, तो जब
Mm-hmm.
भी मर्जी आई भूख लगी या बोर हो गए, you'll go to the kitchen, you'll have something. And because of that, we have these kind of problems, just gas, acidity, whatever. How exactly do you fix things like that? Is it your diet or what?
Yeah, number one is routine, Pipasha. Although we don't have a routine because schools are shut, colleges are shut, offices are shut, everything is closed. But
Hmm.
even at home, you can always have a routine. Sleep, at a good time, wake up at a certain time, keep your workout at a certain time. I prefer morning workouts. It's the best time to work out.
Hmm.
Shower, people come back from a workout and don't shower till evening. Like I know
Hmm.
so
Hmm.
many people who just come and start working or watch TV or whatever. But you should
Hmm.
have these routines and habits so that you're in a flow, you're in a good flow. But if you're sleeping late, you're waking up late, you're going to the gym, not going to the gym, if everything is all over the place,
Hmm.
and I think the lockdown or the pandemic is just an excuse, to make you even more lazier.
Absolutely.
Right? So I just feel everybody uses the pandemic as an excuse. I can't work out because gym band hai. I can't work out because ye hai. But if you can shop online, I don't see why you
Hmm.
can't work out online.
Yeah.
Yep.
True.
So
Yes.
I don't take any of these excuses. I'm very blatant when it comes to your health. Yeah,
Hmm.
that these are
Hmm.
excuses.
So, ma'am, if someone wants to maybe establish a routine to get back on track, how many meals should they have in a day and at what time?
Okay. So basically, uh, at least so two large meals and two
Hmm.
small meals are good enough. So
Hmm.
after your
Hmm.
workout you have a nice protein rich breakfast,
Hmm.
natural proteins. I don't mean whey protein or artificial proteins or protein shakes. I mean natural forms of protein, vegan, vegetarian, non-vegetarian, whatever. Then you go fasting for 3-4 hours. You make sure you zip. नहीं तो बोलते हैं ना चक्की चालू रहती है इसकी तो चक्की चालू रहती है. I remember
Hmm.
my mom used to say that a lot. That पूरा टाइम डब्बा खोल खोल के चक्की चालू है. It's not good because you're constantly releasing insulin for that digestion. So go fasting
Hmm.
for 3-4 hours and just keep drinking water. Then have a nice lunch. Do a nice salad plate and do ghar ka khana, whatever your
Hmm.
traditional meal is, and then again go fasting. You can have some herbal tea in between, you can have a regular chai in between, you can do a coffee if you like, But
Hmm.
after that, then you do an evening snack if you're hungry. Try and
Hmm.
incorporate fruits in your snack in the morning or evening, and then do your dinner. So, two big meals, two small meals, more than enough for you to
Hmm.
sustain your energy levels, because we're all sedentary right now, right? Sab बैठे हुए हैं.
Hmm.
बैठे बैठे काम कर रहे हैं. You and me also today, Bipasha, we're sitting and
Yeah.
talking, sitting and doing all
Yeah.
our work. So I think the lesser we eat, the more cognitive fitness we'll develop. नहीं तो पूरा
Hmm.
टाइम अगर आप खा रहे हो,
Hmm.
every energy that you're making is again going back in your digestive system. So you feel mentally नींद आ रही है. खाने के बाद नींद क्यों आती है हमेशा? That's
हाँ.
because
हाँ.
90% of your blood goes into your digestive system to digest the food. So imagine if you're constantly eating, you're constantly releasing insulin, number one, which is a growth hormone, you'll put on weight. Number two,
Hmm.
your entire blood circulation will go into your digestive system. So mentally, your IQ is going to just keep dropping. Your productivity levels are going to be really bad. So eat smaller meals, and I don't recommend more than too big, too small.
Too big, too small, and in the middle you have intervals where you don't eat anything at all.
You go fasting,
Mom,
only
so
water.
I actually had another question that was related to fasting. So, I mean, because we're all Indians over here, or maybe from other places too, but we have this custom of fasting multiple times in a week.
Mhm.
And I mean, it's got to probably do something with our gut, maybe improve it, maybe not improve it. How many times do you recommend fasting in maybe a week or a month?
Um, Honestly, I can't do a full fast. It's very difficult for me to do a full day fast. I am okay with fruits. मुझे fruits दे दो, पानी दे दो, चाय दे दो, छाछ दे दो. I'm good with that kind of a fast. But if you talk about a complete fasting or a dry fasting without water, I think once a week is good enough. And if you're doing fasting, like, because of our traditional, they do Somvar, Mangalvar, Shanivar,
Huh.
all these Guruvar, and then
Huh.
they can eat only one meal in the day. Make sure that one meal that they are eating is very mindful.
Hmm.
उसमें पूरा चॉकलेट खा लिया, आइसक्रीम भी खा लिया, केक भी खा लिया, just because you're fasting, जलेबी भी खा ली. Just because you're fasting, you tend to overdo with indulgences. So पूरे fast का purpose ही negate हो गया. So if you're fasting, first of all, you should know why you're fasting. Number two, if you should know what exactly in the day you're going to nourish your body with. If you're going completely zero food, zero water, next day you're going to eat, make sure next day you don't line up. मैं यहाँ खाऊंगी, मैं grill sandwich खाऊंगी, मैं वड़ा पाव भी खाऊंगी, मैं cake भी खाऊंगी. Don't think about only the next day. That's what we all do, right? Anyone
Yeah.
who fasts thinks about next day, what are my indulgences? So then it doesn't make any sense. I think it's more damaging than any use.
Or fasting.
Yep.
It usually goes like, acha, one day I've done this much amount of work and I'm going to cheat for the whole next day because I
Yeah,
did the
no,
work
that doesn't
yesterday.
work, Vipasha. You can't store fitness. You've got to work
Yeah.
on it on a day-to-day basis, right? We all know, okay, एक महीना साल का अगर if you work out, that's not going to last you for 11 months. In fact, you got to do it every single day to sustain it, maintain it, and build lean muscle mass. We can store fat. We can't store fitness.
Very unfortunate. I wish ऐसा हो सकता.
No, then I would be out of business, okay?
Ma'am, so next I want to ask you something about a very pertinent question. काफी लोगों के साथ होता है, काफी in general women के साथ होता है.
Mhm.
Often like because of our cycles or just in general throughout the month, at certain times we get bloated. या तो पीरियड के मतलब साइकिल के बाद साइकिल के पहले तो does this happen because of hormones or is it because of the way that we're eating or are there combined factors?
Yeah, it's a combination of everything, Bipasha. It's a combination of wrong eating habits, wrong timings, what you're eating, stress, no
Hmm.
routine, you know, एक दिन 6 बजे उठे, एक दिन 10 बजे उठे, एक दिन 12 बजे उठे. So there's no routine. So I
Hmm.
cannot blame only food or only sleep or only hormones. You know, most people
Hmm.
say it's I'm bloating because I'm going to
Hormonal.
get my period, right? PMS hai,
हाँ.
yeah. I'm just met someone and they said I'm hormonal because I am have menopause, or someone says I'm hormonal because I'm PMSing. So everybody's
Hmm.
just using these labels and hooks, because that's the easiest, quickest way to get it off your back.
Hmm.
So I think it's a compilation, a collection, a compounding effect of wrong things that that person is doing.
Hmm.
Like if someone has cystic acne on their face, it's not happened overnight. It's happened over a
Hmm.
period of time. And it will
Hmm.
go also over a period of time.
Hmm.
So we need to understand that everyone needs a routine. Everyone should, like, let's talk about, Asians, like Japanese, Chinese, Koreans, they're in such routine. Like so many Indians also I know who, like if you talk about, let's say Sudha Murthy,
Hmm. Hmm.
I mean, her, if you see what time she wakes up, what she does in the day, how simple she is, her khana is simple, her food is simple. If we follow simplicity, I think
Hmm.
90% of our problems are gonna get solved.
That makes a lot of sense, ma'am.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, something that I've been seeing lately is that there are a lot of advertisements for probiotic drinks. And
Hmm.
there's a lot of talk about it even in the fitness community. A lot of people like chime in their opinions about it. कि अच्छा ये अच्छा है, बुरा है. How effective are they? And if they are effective, is there like a homemade alternative that we can make to it to consume?
Yeah. So honestly, marketing and advertising is um, it's flawless. They do it so well that we feel everything is healthy in the name of health. We feel ke ye kha lo to pet acha ho jayega, ye kha lo to probiotics mil jayenge, and
Hmm.
it's just a way of um, having you spend more money, right?
Hmm.
So some are good, some are not good. Start reading labels, ingredients, chemicals hai, artificial sweeteners hai. Don't use those products. If something is very natural and simple, like let's say dahi, right? Yogurt is a probiotic. But Bipasha, it's very important to even understand where that milk and yogurt is coming from. It can't be coming from cattle which is being injected with antibiotics and hormones. That cattle
हाँ.
cannot be soy, corn, and grain fed. It's got to be
हाँ.
grass fed. So it also, everything, you have to go back to the root. You got to go back to reading in ingredients, chemicals hai, artificial sweeteners hai. Start reading ingredients, very important. So agar aap dahi kha rahe ho in the name of probiotics, make sure that dahi doesn't have hormones and antibiotics, right? So there's a very popular probiotic drink which everybody knows, kids know, so many
Yeah.
celebs endorse it. But see, read the label, kitna sugar hai, kya kya gaya hai usme. See, find out for yourself. Don't just be a guinea pig, to it.
हाँ.
Yeah, and you can
Yeah.
get probiotics in kanji, like kanji vada. Have you heard of kanji vada?
Yes, ma'am, I have heard of it.
Yeah, so it's kanji vada, kanji vada. I think it's Kolkata. It's from Bengal. It's a dish from Kolkata, and it's vada. So it's vada is made out of a lentil. It has protein, and it's got water with mustard seeds blended in, with a lot of other spices and herbs. And they keep it overnight, so it ferments, and then it when you ferment anything, it gives you the probiotics, the good friendly bacteria. So a kanji vada is a good option for someone who's looking at probiotic. Yogurt from an organic milk is a good source of a probiotic. Also, overnight soaked rice. If you soak rice overnight and put dahi in it, the next morning if you have it, it's a probiotic. Let's say अपने घर के pickles, जो mom बनाती थी, दादी माँ बनाती थी, घर के pickles. I'm not talking about brand in a bottle. which you buy from a grocery store, because उसमें sodium बहुत होता है, oil बहुत होता है, preservatives होता है. If you pick up one bottle, 1 साल की उसकी expiry है, 2 साल की expiry है, it's not possible. So to increase the shelf life, they put in a lot of preservatives, a lot of sodium, a lot of salt. तो घर के pickles बना दो, नींबू का अचार और sorted green chili का अचार, or gajar, pickled gajar with mustard oil and mustard seeds. Those which last you for 4-5 days, those are also good sources of probiotics. There are a
So
lot
we
of
need to
things.
be.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
ma'am, go ahead.
No problem. Lots of natural things you'll get in probiotics. Also, kefir it's a Greek grain. It's not an Indian grain, but it has multiple strains of bacteria when it's fermented. So, if you get a good source of kefir, or if you can ferment it at home, there are kefir kits available. You can do it at home. So that's also a very good source. At least Bipasha, उसमें क्या खुद तुमने क्या डाला है,
हाँ, you
Yeah.
have control.
So start making your kitchen a laboratory, and start take control over what you're putting in your mouth.
I think a lot of us have gotten lazy because our lives are busy. Maybe that's an excuse that we use, but we've gotten lazy and just, acha, okay, this is advertised this way. 2 people told me that this is good, so I'll take it and I'll eat it. And I
We've
mean,
been
nobody has
brainwashed.
a.
We've
We
been
have.
brainwashed. Okay, in the name of health, we have been brainwashed. So that is my biggest concern, that anything healthy, oh, ye to healthy hai. Oh, healthy hai. Even when I go for dinners or lunches, all my friends and family tease me, ke, Pal, this is healthy, huh? It's healthy, huh? So I just
हाँ,
ask them, your philosophy of health is different from mine. So I'm not going to just buy it. I mean, I don't mean to stir up a fight or a conflict, but everyone's opinion about health is very different.
true.
Yeah.
And I think a few people are more conscious than others, and they get backfire because they're just making these choices, and it's a little too strict for other people.
Yeah, true. Most people regard white sugar, white salt, and oil. This is not deep fried, this is air fried and shallow fried. These are the three basic concepts that people look at, but it's much deeper. It's much deeper, Bipasha. These three are a good starter kit to being healthy, but it's way deeper than this.
And
And
I
for
mean, when
that, you
it
have
comes to.
to for that you have to remove time, you have to do some research, you have to follow some good websites, some good source resources, some nice Instagram handles who you feel are really talking about deeper things than just white sugar, salt and oil.
Yeah,
Also,
read up.
I feel, Bipasha, if let's say I personally, I'm only doing smoothies and salads and fruits and nuts and seeds, I'm doing all the good stuff. But if mentally I am negative, then also it's not going to work. So it's a balance of mental health and good food. It's a balance of even healthy relationships. If your relationships are toxic, kitna bhi smoothie pee lo, it's not going to help. Yeah, that's what integrative nutrition is. That's what I also teach in my school. I run a nutrition school. It's called Immune. And so it's a 16 week course where I teach integrative nutrition, where we put up a bundle of core fundamentals, and we certify students to become health coaches, gut health coaches, and integrative nutritionists. It's called Immune.
I think, ma'am, in the name of health, maybe people are more informed about health, लेकिन gut health is still a conversation that is not very prevalent. लोग नहीं बात करते हैं इसके बारे में. In
Yeah.
fact, saying things like, अच्छा, gas pass कर दिया ये वो, there's a little bit of a jijak. People don't
Yes.
really like saying that out in public. कि
Yeah.
अच्छा, something's wrong. Yeah, maybe I'm not eating right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, ma'am. So now I think we'll throw it to the audience. We'll see
So,
what they have to ask, what questions they have in mind. So, okay, Asma over here, I hope I'm saying her name right, has a question. What effect gut health has on our skin? Do we have breakouts if our gut is not in good condition?
Yeah, it's a very good question, Asma. Um, Everything depends on your gut. Your gut is connected to your skin, which is the largest organ of our body. It's the largest organ of our body. So imagine if your gut is unhealthy, if you're putting a lot of processed food, a lot of sugar, a lot of bad oil, rancid oil, you're sleeping very late, you're using excessive chili and you're eating dairy, then all that is going to reflect on your skin. And the minute you switch to eating healthier, drinking more soups, doing more fruits, drinking more water, people don't emphasize on water. People say, when they come to me, they say, I drink a lot of water. And then I ask them, is your urine color white or transparent? What is the urine color? They're like, no, it's yellow. So that means you're not hydrated. So, your gut health, your skin health depends on your gut health. It also depends on hygiene, how clean you keep your skin, and how so externally सिर्फ cream लगाने से नहीं होगा. First, you need to change it internally. Your colon should be clean, and then your skin is going. I used to have cystic acne, Bipasha. There was not a spot on my face without a pimple or acne. White heads, and it was disgusting. I used to be very embarrassed to be going out because I used to eat a lot of oil, a lot of chili, a lot of pickles, bahar ke gande gande khane. College time, I used to eat deep fried samosas and bhajiyas and vada pavs. There was a phase, right? And then I got really frustrated and fed up that this is not working for me. And then I moved completely to more fruits, more apples, more bananas, more sweet lime, more nariyal pani. Din mein do teen nariyal pani, and a lot of home food. My mom's an excellent cook. So she made all the foods with good substitutes. If there was pav bhaji, I did bhaji with roti. If there was tacos, I didn't do the deep fried taco. Puri, we did the baked one. So, or I would just skip it. So I made healthier, smarter choices. And I went off
So,
dairy because that didn't suit me. That really helped clear my acne.
so it's down to getting your gut proper.
Yes, absolutely. Eating right, sleeping well, getting in a workout, sweating out, right? प्रोटीन का सबसे अच्छा um, स्रोत.
Struth, yeah, the best source of protein.
Best source of protein. Excellent question, Deep Shikha. Best source of protein is fruits, vegetables, whole grains, nuts, seeds. All these are excellent sources of proteins. We were the ape family, right? We were monkeys, or all we ate was leaves, fruits, basic fruits and vegetables and grains and seeds and nuts. We never said ke मैं almond नहीं खाऊंगी, मैं walnut ही खाऊंगी. I was not a monkey and I said मैं सिर्फ ये खाऊंगी, मैं वो नहीं खाऊंगी. Right? We ate everything that was naturally produced. So we should go with that. We're still monkeys. We still have a monkey brain, right? It's very sharp, it's very, active, and we imitate beautifully. That's how we learn. So we still have a monkey brain. Only thing, apni spine thodi erect ho gayi hai, and we're become like, um, human beings. But if we had to, if someone had to ask me, the best source of protein is all natural foods. You'll be surprised how much lentils, legumes, seeds, nuts, how much protein they have. And they're all digestible proteins. And when we do traditional combinations of rice and dal, or roti sabzi, or avocado on toast, or Mediterranean diet, Mexican diet, Indian diet, South Indian diet, it all has good combinations of all proteins coming into it, all essential proteins that are needed.
Our traditional diets are very balanced, but we just didn't know that, and we've all switched to these other diets thinking ki this was better.
Yeah, modernization has made everything very different.
So, ma'am, Nisha has a question. What are the ways to improve our gut health?
Go natural, as much as natural you can go. Like, look at the big rocks, you know.
Hmm.
So big rocks for me are number one, hydration. Number two, do
Hmm.
everything natural. Number three,
Hmm.
sleep on time. Number four, stay away from toxic people. I think that should move to number one right now. At the rate we're all going with toxicity and negative, talk,
Yeah.
that should move to number one. So the best way to improve your gut is by going eating natural foods, keep beverages, sodas away, keep spicy food away, keep breads, and delete apps from your phone, food apps. Yeah,
Matlab,
that's
holistically take care of yourself.
yes, yes,
Okay, ma'am.
absolutely.
Anushka has a question.
You can have
Can
a
I have vegan diet and healthy gut?
yes,
Yeah.
yes, absolutely. I am almost vegan. So, but make sure when you do a vegan diet, we can go wrong with vegan diet. We can do excessive nut butter. We can do excessive breads.
Hmm.
Carbohydrate intake zyada ho jayega because
Hmm.
most people go wrong with the vegan diet. They consume more carbs. So be careful if you go vegan, but it's a great way to improve your gut health because vegan is more plant based and plant based is excellent for gut health. Yeah, so vegan diet is where there is no animal product. There's no milk, there's no ghee, there's no butter, there's no cheese. Anything to do with an animal
Is
is non.
eliminated.
Yes, eliminate all of that. You should even eliminate leather because that also comes from an animal. So if you're
Yeah.
doing vegan, you should do it honestly and truthfully. And what is the intention of going vegan? That is also important. आप शौक के लिए कर रहे हो, then you'll be carrying a leather bag and wearing leather shoes, and you'll be talking about, oh, I'm vegan, मैं तो ये नहीं खाती. So, whatever you do, make sure you do it with full faith and full commitment. Don't even use leather products. I don't use leather bags and leather belts and leather shoes. I've moved completely to vegan. Even if you're buying makeup, make sure it's cruelty free.
Cruelty free. Yeah.
Yeah,
So go vegan with the right intentions.
exactly.
So
Okay,
ma'am,
how
Ria
long
Singh
does
over
it
here.
take to build good bacteria in the gut? How to boost our baby's gut health? Ria, super question. It doesn't take very long to build gut bacteria. Okay, now Ria is a great question because सिर्फ प्रोबायोटिक खाने से gut bacteria multiply नहीं होगा. आपको root vegetables भी खाने पड़ेंगे because that is food for your bacteria. So root vegetables being beetroot, sweet potato, carrots, radish, anything that grows underground is food for your gut health. And for your to improve her baby's gut health, right? She said.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
give kanji vada ka pani. Yeah, how to boost your baby's gut health. Yeah, give all these, give dahi from a good source. South Indian khana bhi raat ko jo soak hota hai, but make sure you give South Indian in the morning as a breakfast. Nahi to gas ho jayega raat ko. If you over fermented acidity bhi ho sakta hai. So try and give these things to your kid. And if your child is under 4, no, under 3, let's say they don't eat beetroot, sweet potato and all of that, unko soup mein de do. Why do most of the women suffer gut health issues after delivery? How can, yeah, this is a great question, Anjali. What remedies? Because I suffered with both my pregnancies, I suffered so much. What remedies should one avoid for this issue? Yes. First of all, you're in a hospital जहाँ पे इतना sanitization होता है. So when you do sanitization, you're removing a lot of the good bacteria. You're constantly doing this, right? You're washing your hands, you're in a sanitized room. Plus, if you are on injections, or like me, I took epidurals because the pain after 23 hours, I couldn't bear the pain. So I had to take an epidural. When you take all these meds, and both my kids are cesareans, so उसके बाद भी antibiotics लेना है, other medication लेना है, medication ruins your gut bacteria. So post delivery and post surgery, and there's a lot of trauma, even stress will see our bacteria and our microbes are very sensitive. तो थोड़ा भी stress हुआ ना, they'll diminish. So make sure your stress management is good. And post pregnancy, your gynecologist or your doctor, whoever is with you, or moms take care करती है ना 40 दिन के लिए. So actually, they were feeding us right foods to recover the bacteria lost. They didn't know, right? They are not doctors or microbiologists. But जो भी concoction your mom gives after delivery, please have it, because those are good foods for your gut.
What about acidity these days? Lately, a lot of people are suffering from this.
Yeah, it's because of outside food. It's processed foods. Everybody's eating out. Week may 4 to 5 times people are eating out. Either see and look at us, like Raksha Bandhan hai, Ganpati hai, Navratri hai, Moram hai, Christmas hai, New Year's hai, Diwali hai, Holi hai. Like, and between all these things, now though everything is celebrated, everything, which is great. There's diversity and unity and all of that. But between all these things, also everything's about food.
Yeah.
Independence Day, Republic Day है तो साथ में जलेबी है, भजिया है, vada pav है. Like, this is what everyone's eating. Okay, in between, let's say there's no festival, right, Vipasha? Either we are ordering in, or we are going to restaurants, or we are inviting
Yeah.
people home, or we are ordering in. I believe that, and on an average, people are eating in 5 times a week.
Wow.
Yep.
That's a
If
lot.
everybody had a diary, a food diary, and if they had to check after 1 month how often they've eaten, I'll change my name if it's not at least minimum in a month, 30 days, they've eaten like 15 to 18 days, they've eaten outside food. Acidity because of that. घर का खाना खाओ कुछ नहीं होगा. Like, more often. How often can we have black coffee? So, Ruchi, if you have, if your body is pitta, we have three doshas, right? In Ayurveda, they say kapha, pitta, and um, I forgot the third one. But if you have a pitta dosh, sometimes coffee will not suit you that much. Also, कौन सी coffee पी रहे हो आप? Are you drinking the commercial coffee which has molds and toxins? It's not going to suit you. If you're drinking a nice coffee, South Indian coffee, अच्छा coffee आ रहा है
Filter
without
coffee.
filter coffees, it's not going to give you that much acidity. And black coffee is a fad, like, make sure if you're drinking a black coffee, it's from a good source of coffee. Yeah, and it's a great tip actually. I've done it a lot. My black coffee blended with cold compressed coconut oil. So it's a good fat with my coffee, and that used to line my gut, which used to, not have a very devastating effect on my gut lining. Should I include in my daily diet? Will it improve my gut health? I'm not sure, Asma. Why don't you have a look at the ingredients and get back to us and let us know whether it works for you or not?
I think we all need to start reading the ingredients much, much more than we do at this
Become
point.
a label detective. You should become a label detective. हम जितना स्पोर्ट्स ब्रा या ट्रैक पैंट का लेबल्स देखते हैं ना, उससे ज्यादा we should be looking at foods that you pick up. Like, why doesn't a banana have a label? Avocado पे label नहीं होता, nuts पे labels नहीं होते. Why are these packaged foods trying so hard to to sell? Why do they have 20 ingredients? Anything that has more than 5 ingredients, don't buy it, put it back. You'll be surprised, Vipasha, you'll put everything back.
Most of the things are highly processed. मतलब नाम पे natural लिखा रहता है या
No,
made with.
there's nothing natural about it, honestly. Yeah.
We have another question here, ma'am. Why do emotions have such a strong influence on the digestive system?
As I said, we have a gut brain axis. Through the vagus nerve, we have a nerve, which connects the gut and brain. So I call the gut brain axis as the chief minister of our body. It's the wazir. वो जाके पूरा टाइम वो बॉडी में क्या हो रहा है जाके किंग को बता देता है. The king is here. So whatever's happening in the body, it goes and tells the king. So whatever you're feeling, whatever you're thinking, whatever you're reading, whatever you're watching, everything is getting interconnected. So there's a constant cycle happening. If you've eaten this, यहाँ पे बोल देगा वो कि फ्रेंच फ्राइज खाया है, बर्गर खाया है, केचप खाया है, and then it's going to have its effect. And if you've seen something like, I get very affected by news. So I
Hmm.
avoid watching news because it really plays on my mind. I empathize. I have all the support, but मैं पूरा time अगर वो देखूंगी तो I'll feel depressed, and then my gut will be depressed, right? So strike a balance, see good things, see happy things, be positive, think positive, eat good things, and overall you as a package will be like, you'll be ready to achieve what your goals are. We say goals hai कि millionaire बनना है, but you're not doing things that to be a millionaire you need to become a millionaire, right? So you need to
Yeah.
do things to achieve that goal.
So,
What
ma'am,
power
Anjali Jain
people
has a, yeah.
who
What?
don't suffer any gut issues? What powers? It's the microbiota power that they have. Yeah, it's the microbes that they have, Anjali.
And of course, like they're taking care of themselves holistically.
Yep. See, even Bipasha, agar, let's say me, okay, right, I suffered tuberculosis and I suffered all of that. मैं आज कितना भी health, I'll take care of my health, but I do have that little 5-7% where there will be, a problem. But someone who has been raised, who was born with good microbiota, strong gut, who's not faced tuberculosis or COVID, they have good microbes. So their gut will be that 10% better than mine. Although I take so much care of my what I eat, what I don't eat, nariyal pani, fruits, nuts, seeds, raisins. You saw me eating raisins. Kitna bhi main kar
Yeah.
लूं, but that damage done is done.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Your
very
body's already
difficult.
gone through that trauma.
Exactly, it's very difficult to reverse that. थोड़ा 5-10% रह जाता है. What about milk tea? How much is too much tea? I love tea. But my tea is made out of good organic milk. I know where my milk comes from. मैं जाके farm देख के आई हूँ. मुझे पता है what they feed the cows, how they treat the cows. So if they treat the cows with artificial insemination, artificially pregnant करते हैं, artificial hormones देते हैं, वो milk आप मत पीजिए. So if you have 2-3 cups a day with good milk, it's fine, not a problem. But try and have that milk without sugar because otherwise you're constantly adding sugar to it. So milk ka main source is the chai patti, which is an antioxidant. So whole purpose of drinking chai is the antioxidant. Like, tea came from Britain, right? So अंग्रेजों के जमाने से चाय आ रही है, right? That's how it started. So they do it they do mild teas without milk and without sugar, so that those antioxidants are absorbed into the skin, right? So similarly for us also, if you do that kind of a tea with organic milk, no sugar, it'll give its benefits. Common signs and symptoms of leaky gut in children. Wow, Ria, that's a great question. Leaky gut. I'm so glad you know what a leaky gut is. Common signs of is um, excessive diarrhea, tummy aches, uh, colic. They're crying. के पेट दुख रहा है. Constipation, loss of hair. It could also be pre-diabetic. So there are a lot of signs and symptoms of a leaky gut. A leaky gut is जहाँ पे Bipasha, our gut becomes loose and it becomes hyperpermeable, जिससे food particles can enter into your bloodstream. तो उससे autoimmune भी हो जाता है. तो kids का cognitive fitness also कम हो जाता है. They have brain fog. बहुत सारे बच्चे ऐसे बैठे रहते हैं, like they're just staring at the TV or staring at the teacher. So they
Yeah.
kind of have a brain fog, which is a leaky gut symptom. Also autoimmune. Also eczema. Skin rashes, lupus, psoriasis, eczema. All these are signs and symptoms of a leaky gut. And to seal the gut back, to make it tighter, to make it impermeable again, you have to do a whole gut cleanse and a gut
Cleanse.
cure. Yeah.
I think okay, ma'am, we have one last question. What's the best options if you're hungry at night, which I'm sure a lot of us don't know? What's the best thing that we can eat at night for those night cravings?
Water. Don't eat. Khana band karo. Don't eat so much food.
Soja
Drink.
instead.
Yeah, go to sleep, read a good book, and worst case scenario, have a fruit, you know. Yeah. I'll suggest water and just sleep. Or sukha
Got it,
chana.
ma'am.
Sukha chana. Do
Huh.
sukha chana. Yeah.
So with that, we're moving towards the end of our session. And ma'am, before our session ends, I would like for you to pick our best question for today.
Best question for today. I think the post surgery was a very interesting question. That why do most women suffer post surgery with gut health? So that is one of the best questions I like. And I found it
Yeah.
very relevant to our, Pink Talk because it's all about women, women empowerment, women support. Yes, that one, Anjali.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you would have to contact the number 9818366242 within 2 days. So 2 दिन में आप इस number को contact कर लीजिए to get your prize. And
That
we also
is,
have the lucky draw winner that's going to come up. And I'll repeat this number again once that is announced.
so the second prize now, Pepasha.
Yes, this is the second prize, ma'am.
I really found this one very interesting about the leaky gut and signs and symptoms of a leaky gut in children because it's become very common.
Yeah. Ma'am, our winner is Neil Kamal. So I'll just repeat the number again for anybody who wants to note it down, for the winners who want to note it down. That's 9818366242. 9818366242. Please contact this number within 2 days to get your prize. And I'm sure a lot of us, this session was really informative, not only for me, I'm pretty sure for our audience too. There's so
Thank
much to learn.
thank
There's so much to get started just for like to understand ki kya chal raha hai, what we're putting inside our bodies. And I think a great place to start is your book, The Gut.
Yeah, it's
I request
available
everybody
on
to
Amazon, guys. And Vipasha, I'd like to share my handles on Instagram. It's Payal Kothari
absolutely, ma'am.
Nutrition. It's called Payal Kothari Nutrition on Instagram, and it's Payal Kothari on Facebook. And my school is Immune. So if anyone would ever want to certify, learn more about gut health, lose weight, please connect with me. DM us on Instagram, Payal Kothari Nutrition. We can share details. And I'd love to help you guys with gut health, weight loss, diabetes, thyroid, anything, acne, cystic acne, eczema. It'll be a great place to start your health journey.
I mean, this session is a great starter to start your journey and to actually maybe get into what exactly you're putting into your body and how can you just improve your overall wellness so that we can be
Yes.
better, we can function at a better
Yes.
level.
Yes. And Bipasha, I never spoke about gut feelings. Itna chota, kam time hai na. I can talk on this topic forever, right? Pura din I can talk. Because even our gut feelings, when we say I have a gut feeling, I don't want to get onto that flight. That also depends on how good your microbiota is, the friendly and the unfriendly का balance. So our gut feelings also, मैं इसके साथ शादी करूँ कि नहीं, should I be the girlfriend or not, मैं इसके साथ date पे जाऊँ, you're on a
हाँ.
freaking blind date, you don't know what to trust, so you want to trust your gut. The microbiota are the powers. I love the fact that someone said, what are the powers that a person has? They are our powers. They are our superheroes.
So with that, I believe we can end our session. This was a great session, ma'am. I really enjoyed it, and
I'm
I
so
bet
glad you did,
everybody.
Vipasha. And you're such a nice, very respectful host. Yeah, and very happy. And I really enjoy talking to you. And I love the audience. They're so, receptive. And I like the kind of questions that have come up. They're not basic. What should I do for my hair? What should I do for my weight loss? I'm so glad because I want people to start thinking out of the box and get out of weight loss. Once your gut is healthy weight loss is a side effect.
Follow.
वो हो ही जाएगा. When a client
Hmm.
comes to me for weight loss, I say ठीक है, weight loss मैं दूंगी, but I move
Hmm.
everything to gut health. And then they see
Hmm.
1 kilo a week as weight loss. So I
Hmm.
love the audience today. You'll have a great audience on Pink Talk, and I'm very impressed by the kind of work y'all are doing, Bipasha, Ruchi, and you. And keep it up, guys. Keep it up, ladies.
Yes. Thank you so much, ma'am. I bet we're going to see more of you around over here because our
Oh,
audience
we'd
loves
love
you,
to.
and I really enjoyed this conversation.
Thank you.
So, um, आपसे मिलते हैं हम कल या जल्द ही.
Okay.
Um, गुड नाइट,
See
शबा
you.
खैर, और आई होप आपका दिन या रात अच्छी जाए.
Bye.
बाय मैम.